Honorable the Chief Justice, Honorable Judges, Honorable former Judges, Advocate General of both the states, Additional Solicitor General, Senior Standing Counsel of the Union Territory, Chairman, Bar Council, Senior Advocates, members of the Bar Association, staff of the High Court and Bar Association, ladies and gentlemen. I started my journey as an advocate in July 1982 from District Court Hisar and came to this court in the year 1983, little knowing that one day I will also have the honor to serve as a judge of this court. It all happened with the blessings of the God, my parents, Chief Justice Shri Vijender Jain and Justice Ashok Bhan, Judge of the Supreme Court of India. I have a long association with this institution of about 38 years, out of which I have spent 25 years as an advocate and 13 years as a judge. I dare say that I have been an ordinary student throughout and also an advocate and a judge, but I have always put in a conscious effort to do my best and use my limited abilities to their full potential. In that journey, I have had the proud privilege to have rubbed my shoulders with some extraordinary advocates whom I had assisted or opposed or at least watched them argue in court, and had the good fortune of having worked with great judges, some of whom became the Chief Justice of India as well. I consider myself to be one of the fortunate persons who has had an experience of both an advocate and a judge in the same court. During my stint as an advocate, I argued cases on various subjects, and during my tenure as a judge, decided cases almost of all the rosters, which has given me an immense job satisfaction. But in all honesty, being a judge is not an easy job. In fact, the work is so demanding that it ages you almost overnight, so that every time you look in the mirror, it almost forces you to introspect. It commands you to question your performance towards the society at large on regular basis. In all these years, I have never experienced anything that would constitute a bitter memory in my mind. The arguments in my courtroom have always been pleasant and respectful. It was always my intention to ensure that the advocates, especially a newcomer in the profession, felt that they mattered and that they would leave the courtroom enthusiastic about the profession regardless of the outcome of their arguments. I would admit that I had a bad habit of teaching them as well while hearing their cases, because I believed that they should treat it like a precious opportunity to learn and grow in the profession. In that spirit, I will take this opportunity to advise young advocates to be stoic in their practice. Don't take a comment or observation by a judge as a personal affront or admonishment. And don't take a word of praise as a lifelong certificate of your abilities. Every matter and argument in the courtroom is fluid. Let it just wash over you like water and keep standing straight, although with humility. I would also hasten to add that you should be truly present in the courtroom and extremely mindful, because your reaction, or even better, lack of it, can change the tone of your submissions. And remember that the matter at hand is of importance, not yourself. This institution thrives on a healthy relationship between the bar and the judiciary, and my sincere hope and prayer is that it may continue to strengthen with every passing day. A friend of mine rang me up yesterday. He was little perturbed about my superannuation. I told him that the High Court is like a limited company. Lawyers and employees are the shareholders, whereas the judges are the directors, and Honorable the Chief Justice is the managing director. I also narrated to him the opening lines of the Companies Act, that men may come, men may go, but the company goes on forever. I told him that it is a fixed tenure journey, and I am the happiest man to vacate my office today so that some better and talented advocate from the bar may occupy it to serve this institution even better than I did. Regardless of anything else, I would like to say that I have a great passion for this profession of law, and if the theory of rebirth is correct, then I would pray that God may give another chance to me to become an advocate. I have all the good memories of being a judge of this court. I have enjoyed good relations with all my brothers and sisters judges. It would be hard for me to forget the joint lunches and also the game of cricket, which I have played like a college student all these years while in office. I have played great innings as an opening batsman with my dear friend Justice Jaswant Singh, whether it was a match played against advocates in Chandigarh or Mohali or in the Firozshah Kotla ground at Delhi as a member of the team of Honorable the Chief Justice of India against the Supreme Court Bar Association. I wish to thank everyone who have been with me in this journey, my fellow judges, sitting or retired, who have been a collective source of inspiration for me for all these years, because it is a road that one has to walk on their own. But when you have a strong sense of camaraderie with your fellow judges, the journey doesn't feel so lonesome, because we are all here for the same purpose, that is to do better every day and dispense justice effectively and efficiently. Thank you for your friendship and for reinforcing the belief in me that I am doing justice to the work I was appointed to do. Let me also extend the warmest thanks to the most hardworking and skilled staff of this court. It would be an understatement to say that they are helpful. Rather, in reality, they are extremely essential for the smooth functioning of this court. My entire staff has been my strength during my tenure, and I am proud of each one of them for their indispensable contribution both in and outside the courtroom. There is a long list of persons to whom I want to show my gratitude, which includes the staff at my residence, including the security personnel who have been looking after me and my family like a mother looks after her child. Of course, nothing is possible in this world without the good grace of the Almighty. I have kept God in my heart every day of my life and prayed to be able to do my duties properly. God has been my guiding compass all these years and has blessed me with a loving family who have been my backbone, especially my wife Poonam, who teaches me about the power of faith and kindness every single day by her actions. Both my children are very obedient and have never let me down. I would also say the same with pride about my other family members. My heart is so full today with mixed emotions. On one hand, I shall miss my routine that has defined me in these years, and on the other hand, I am looking forward to the future and creating a new routine, one that will define me even more. In the end, I would say with folded hands that it has always been my intention not to hurt anyone's sentiments, be it as a member of the bar or a member of the bench, but to err is human, and if inadvertently or unintentionally I have hurt anyone's feelings over the decades, then let's not part today with any bitterness or heaviness in our hearts towards one another. I have always kept my conscience clean, which has given me the strength to weather many storms, and I shall continue to humbly be of service to the society in whatever capacity God sees me fit. So, as is the practice in my house, we don't say goodbye. Instead, we say, see you again. And just like that, I would like to sincerely say today to everyone with the greatest warmth in my heart, see you again. Thank you very much.